guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Baddie once again. For today's video, I will give you my first impressions, thoughts about the PLOUISE Secret Sinner palette. It is their newest palette, I believe, and I really wanted to try this palette out because it has a lot of vibrant colors, and the way that people hype this up, I figured it should probably be one of the best things in the world. If you personally are trying to purchase their latest eyeshadow palette, or you're just trying to see how I create this look, keep on watching. It is bigger than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a very flat palette like the other palettes, you know, if anything as big as the Huda palettes, but it is not. Surprisingly, it is very, the packaging is big and thick. So you see how packaging is everything. It is so beautiful. This is a very huge mirror. It's a plus, but being this big, I don't think I could work like this. So it could be a pro or a con. The little pods are bigger than your average eyeshadow. I honestly don't have anything specific that I want to do today. I'm just gonna go on with the colors that I want to see how they work, and the one that really gets my attention is that bright purple. I want to see the pigmentation of it, and then from right there work around it, add other colors, mix match, I don't know, make a whole mess. Another thing that I purchased was this. Very curious about their brushes because they do a lot of cut creases. First impressions about the brush, it is thick, and for cutting the crease, I'm not sure if it will work on my favor just because I'm very used to a very flat brush. Other things that I purchased were these little shimmers. Another thing that I purchased, Basic Brights. It's basically the base but with colors. I'm going to use this brush, and I'm going to use the base, clean underneath my eyebrow with it and all of that. This brush is very sturdy. This base, I've tried it on myself without applying anything to set it, but on me personally, it has not worked. My eyeshadow ends up very patchy if I don't set it on me, but if on my clients, it's pretty easy because I just tell them not to open their eyes. The base doesn't necessarily dry. The only thing that I never get used to so far is that the undertone of these bases are very pink. I'm not going to set it just because I want to go with how you're supposed to use a base, and also to see how the eyeshadow will work. The crease is creasing a lot. I want to start off with the color that will mostly be on the crease, and that would be the purple shade, and it's called Addicted. With this small brush right over here, it's very bright. I'm gonna pat it first, and then I will start blending. That little dip is going out pretty good. I think I'm gonna extend this just a tad bit out. Gonna grab a little more. I did start off with a little bit of that purple because I wasn't sure how I was gonna apply. That was good that I did that, because I'm able to see whether this is buildable or not, and it's very buildable. Just look at that. Wow. Right now, I'm not trying to blend. I'm trying to place as much color as I can right there, and then I'll blend it out with the other colors. So I'm gonna do that same thing on this other eye. The thing about the eyeshadow base is that it does give you a little tug when you apply the eyeshadow, and that, if you don't know how to control that little tug, will result into creasing or indentation of your eyeshadow or skippiness. First color, the color that I was excited for, is so far very pigmented. It is doing what's supposed to, very bright and vivid. Now with the other brush, I'm gonna go with Bow Down, just on that edge. dreamy. The colors are very pigmented. I don't need much. And it starts, let's get that yellow climax. I'm gonna go with this little brush. Now I'm going to grab my flat brush and I'm going to use that purple all over. Wow. Wow. So I'm not sure why there's, you see this little patch? It doesn't want to cover up. I'm not sure why. I'm just going to do the same thing on the other one. But I'm going to cut it. We're going to use this right here. I want to mix it with a little bit with number 2 so it could lighten up a tad bit. The color is very rich even though I added a tad bit of light into it because I didn't want to overdo it, but it's still very, very good. Wow. Look at that. I think I'm gonna brighten the inner part with a little bit of that shade number 2 color. Very easy, surprisingly, to cut my crease with this brush. I didn't have much trouble. And the base is very nice. It glides very nicely. I went ahead and slightly changed it. I added a little more of a teal, you could say, onto the crease, and that's what I'm doing. I like that look better. I went ahead and added a liner. I'm going to color correct right over here on my mustache. So I'm gonna go move rapidly into the foundation and all that stuff. So far, the ones that I've used for today are very pigmented, and I'm so happy that they are. I'm going to apply some lashes in the style Lioness. It's the first time trying them, and I'm so excited. Okay, one goes. Wow, it is so beautiful. I'm gonna add a little bit of highlight. Beautiful. I bought a new piercing and it's too small. And it goes in. So this is the end result. I did give you my first impressions, as you could see, but I felt the need to quickly summarize my thoughts and put them together. So the eyeshadow the eyeshadow palette, it was very pigmented. It was more than I expected, to be honest, because I did put my expectations pretty low. Usually eyeshadow palettes that are very hyped up on social media end up being blah. Anywho, this eyeshadow palette in particular was bigger than I expected. It was bulkier than I expected, and the pods are also bigger than your average eyeshadow palette. The colors in there are very vivid, not only in pictures, but in real life they look very, very vivid. Another thing that surprised me was their pigmentation. The pigmentation is there, and also the blendability, which was a very important factor when it came to this eyeshadow palette because of all the hype that it has. That's why I wanted to really go in depth with the pigmentation. Was it there? Absolutely yes. Moving forward with the basic lights eyeshadow bases, the colored bases, those bases also worked like butter. They go onto your eye very, very nicely. The only downfall I would say is that they don't completely set. They are like their regular eyeshadow bases. You have to set them or put some type of eyeshadow over them in order for them to set. The brush I thought it was going to be not useful because of the size. The size of the brush is very thick. It is a synthetic flat brush, but for cutting the crease, I was doubtful because I personally cut my crease with a very thin, flat eyeshadow, flat synthetic brush, and this one was super thick compared to what I'm used to. So it is very sturdy on the beginning of the brush, but on the end, on the top part, it is thinned out. It made it easier to control the movement once I was applying my cut. Would I go out of my way to purchase the rest of the brushes that they have on their website? No, I wouldn't. I could surely live without it. It doesn't do anything that, oh my god, amazes me, besides the fact that it cut my time a bit shorter. Other than that, it was okay. The pigments, the glittery pigments, I didn't get to try them today because my eye became super saturated with a lot of things going on, and by adding the pigment, it was just gonna make it even more intense. Overall, the products, both the basic lights and also the Secret Sinner palette, were very worth my money and very worth my time. If you liked the video overall, or whatever part of the video that you liked, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, leave me some love. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.